Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be reviewing 5 products that I've been testing out in the entire month of November. I actually have some really good goodies this month that I really like. So if you're interested in seeing how all of those apply, my review on them, feel free to keep watching. But before we get into all of that, what I did want to say is this is going to be the last video of 2024. G Brown and I are taking a nice holiday break. We will be back in January 2025 with a ton of videos. I've definitely taken advantage of Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales to purchase a bunch of things that I've been wanting to test for you guys. So be ready for that in the new year. And to really thank you guys for just being on this journey with me and hanging out with me whenever I feel like rambling about makeup. I wanted to do a giveaway on our channel. So this is what I am giving away. This is the Tarte Tartelette Juicy Palette, which you guys know just by looking at the shades on here. This is right up Danette's alley. Pink eyeshadow is everything to me. And it's definitely something that's coming around during this holiday season. And I expect kind of through the new year and also springtime, the pinks are just gonna be around for a while this season. So I wanted to give away this eyeshadow palette. It's very easy to apply. All you need to do is leave a comment on this video. Make sure that you are subscribed to us over here on YouTube, and then make sure that you are also following us on Instagram, because again, YouTube just doesn't have a good way for me to reach out to winners. It's a lot easier for me to DM you on Instagram. So those are the 3 pieces of criteria. I will put that in the description box below, and I can't wait to give one of you guys this palette. So yeah, let's go ahead and do our speed reviews. All right, so the first product we're going to review is from Polite Society. It is a glossy lip balm because my lips are dry AF right now, so we're gonna do that first. This is actually their Polite Pout, and I have this in the shade Pink Grapefruit. All right, formula-wise, I actually really like this product. I do think it's a really nice balm. The only thing I would say about this though is okay, because it is that hot pink shade, I can't apply this without looking at a mirror. This is one of those where, because the color just is a little bit more intense, I find myself, I've actually left the house before with lip balm right here, and I was I don't know how that happened. I like the fact that it is really nourishing. It's not sticky at all. It does have a really nice color. For me though, I tend to use lip balms on more of a regular basis when I'm out and about, and so I need it to be easy to apply without having to worry about having Barbie pink color all over my face. I would actually really like to pick this up in other shades. The next product that I have been testing out all month is from McGrath. So this is actually their Bijoux Brilliance eyeshadow palette, and I have this in the shade Sunset Romance. I do have this swatched on my hand, so let me go ahead and show that to you. So here we have a Glowing Desire, Suede Sienna, Mink Mirage, Sun-Kissed Rose, and then this beautiful metallic shade called Petalic Passion. Such a beautiful, more on that metallic-y kind of a glittery shade, which is so stunning. So this is a very different formula than the Mothership palettes that she has, which are I believe they have 10 shades in them. I have 3 of them, so I don't know why I'm guessing. But the Mothership palettes are considered her full-size palettes, and they retail for 120 or 128 at this point. So this is going to be a different formula than what you get in those Mothership palettes. Now I'm going to say something that is going to potentially offend everybody who's watching this. The Mothership palette I don't think is the easiest eyeshadow palette to work with. I think that you do have to have quite a bit of experience with eyeshadows to work with those palettes. They're extremely pigmented. The mattes are a little bit harder to blend out, but what's really nice about that palette is that the shades last forever. So once you apply the Mothership palette onto your eyes, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's a hot day. It doesn't matter if you're going out dancing or you're going to a concert or something like that. By the end of the night, your makeup will look like it has not moved at all. There are pros and cons with the Mothership palette. Now, I feel the same way actually about this eyeshadow palette. So again, any of the ones that comes in this more the cardboard packaging, and it's the 5 shades, these are a lot easier to work with. These eyeshadows, I would have 0 issue giving this to somebody who is maybe more of a beginner with eyeshadows, because the colors just blend a little bit easier, and they're not as like smudge proof, if that makes sense. So like you don't have to worry about like, oh, like I just placed this color, let me like blend it out really fast. This one you have a little bit more playtime with, and so I really like it for more of like a beginner. And so if you're more in that range and you want to try out Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, you're not really sure if you want to invest in like the Mothership palette, I would highly recommend checking this one out. The only thing that I want to say though, to like kind of caveat that a little bit, is that I do think that these eyeshadows don't last as long as the Mothership palette. Like, so these definitely I've noticed will fade a little bit faster. They're a little bit more likely to crease on your lids. So there is a little bit of a trade-off in terms of formula. Okay, so eyeshadow look is done. So let's go ahead and clean up my complexion a little bit and give myself some of those nice chiseled cheekbones that I really like. To do that, we are going to be using Dominique Cosmetics Cream Bronzer, and I have this in the shade Medium Tan. Now, you guys know I am a huge fan of Dominique Cosmetics. I really like what she's done with her brand, and I also really like the blushes and the highlights that come in the same packaging as this. I do like this bronzer, but there is a very specific way to apply this. I like to do this where I'm a lot more targeted in applying this product, and then I'll go ahead and use a foundation brush to blend this out. This is not one of those where you can use like your foundation brush and go really lightly into the pan and then like dot it onto your face. This is one of those where like I really feel like you have to draw precise lines and then utilize your foundation brushes to kind of blend that out. What I noticed if you tried to do that like a larger foundation brush, what would end up happening is that things would get just a little bit blotchy on your skin, which is obviously not what you're looking for when you're applying like bronzer. Like you want everything to be relatively seamless and you don't want anything to have like little gaps on your face. And so I have discovered when I use a foundation brush and I use this technique, I tend to get a very beautiful like even lay down of color that makes it very easy to blend out without having to worry about like my face looking kind of just splotchy, if that makes sense. Once I figured that out about this product, I literally fell in love with this cream bronzer. Like I love it just as much as the blush and highlight. So if you are looking for a cream bronzer, by the way, that's super easy to travel with because look at how thin this packaging is, I would highly recommend checking out this cream bronzer from Dominique Cosmetics. The next product we're going to talk about is from Makiage. This is their High Point Bronzer, Blush, and Highlighter Pro Palette in the shade Light. And I'm gonna start with my biggest pet peeve ever. What is with the wasted space in this packaging? This packaging drives me up a wall. First of all, it's really heavy. So like it has that very luxe feeling, okay? Like don't get me wrong. I love a good luxe packaging. Like this is the same packaging actually as the Il Makiage collaboration with Kathleen Lights. She has an eyeshadow palette that is freaking stunning and like the formula is amazing and I love that eyeshadow palette, but this is wildly unnecessary for like this. Like I don't, like why? I don't feel good about it. What I will say is I actually really like all of the face powders that are in here. I think everything blends out really well and I'm gonna show it to you. All right, so let's go ahead and apply this bronzer together. Now I am applying this on top of the cream bronzer, but that's okay because like you know that I love like a good extreme bronzer. So I'm just applying this on top of the cream bronzer. You can see that it literally is the smoothest bronzer ever. Like this is a wonderful complexion product. It goes on so easily on your skin. It's very low fuss. It's not going to emphasize texture. It's one of those products also where it actually doesn't feel very powdery. And so that I think contributes to the fact that it feels very creamy on top of your skin, even though it's actually a powder product. Now let's go ahead and talk about the blush in here. Sorry, I went the wrong way. This is a perfect shade if you are looking for that like cool girl, like cold girl effect during the winter. This is perfect for it. Now, I have a little bit of a gripe with this product. I'm not in my like matte blush vibes life right now. Like I prefer my blushes to have a little bit of shine in them to make them look a little bit more glowy. But if I were looking for a matte blush, this is freaking stunning. It's almost got like that red tone in it that just makes it look really lifelike, even though it's very much that sort of like baby doll kind of a pink that makes it like just blend into your skin really nicely. Cool tone blushes during the winter time are seriously like the best. Like they look so good and it just gives you that like almost I don't know, it's almost like that sort of like, oh, I was just on the slopes, I'm so cool, like, look at me. So yeah, absolutely love the shade. I just wish, I mean, I wish there was a little bit of shine in there, but the nice part about this product is that it does include 2 different highlight formulas. The pressed one here, this one is a little bit of a stiffer formula, so this I like to take actually just really lightly on top of my blush to add that glow in. So again, right, I like that there's an option in this palette to transform the look that you have, and then I really like adding the baked formula, which is this highlight, as my actual highlight on my face. This is so stunning. It is so soft, very, very easy to use. Again, this is one of those products that goes on very, very smoothly. A little bit goes a long way. Now, if you don't like a really, really intense highlight, which I don't know, who wouldn't, like, then this may be one of those products where you want to apply with a lighter hand. But for me, I love that I can easily kind of throw on this highlight and really get it to warm up my face. Now, the one thing I will say about this is that it does show texture a little bit more because it is that like really high shine, almost like silvery champagne kind of a highlight. So with this highlight, I find myself really needing and like wanting to use a setting spray to kind of make sure that that all melts into my face. But again, a very, very nice product. Our last product of today's review is from Bobbi Brown. This is their Smokey Eye Mascara, and I have to tell you guys, like, this reminds me so much of the Tarte Camera Lights Lashes Mascara. It's like a very similar wand. It's a very, very wet formula. If you are somebody who likes more of a just like easy one coat wonder formula that's gonna give you that separated but like very volumized look, this is a perfect mascara for you. I don't find myself feeling like it's like smudging or that it's flaking off during the day. Like, I feel like this is one of those formulas that is quite foolproof, mostly just again because of how intense and like liquidy this mascara is. This is definitely more of that wet formula. This is not a dry formula at all. I would actually say it took about, I want to say like 2 weeks for this mascara to dry out to the perfect consistency. So anytime you're working with one of these formulas that tends to be like really wet, when you first open it and you're using it, you're like, what the hell? My lashes are all clumping together. Like, what the hell is this? Give it a few weeks, like just let it dry out, and then you'll see that it actually starts performing exactly the way that you would want a smoky lash mascara to perform. So I do have a slight thing about this mascara that I actually forgot to mention about the wand, is that this is actually a very, very short mascara. So like, for example, if I compare it to like the Dior Maximizer Primer, which I used below the mascara, so like I put my primer on first and then I put on the mascara, you can just tell that this is a tiny, tiny mascara, even though it's the full-size version. So what that means is that for me, because I'm not skilled enough to like, for example, so when I apply my mascara this way, and then it's the same thing on this eye, like I'm not skilled enough to flip it around and be able to apply my mascara like this. I do find myself sometimes accidentally hitting my other eye with my fingers, just because, again, because of how short this is, it doesn't give you that much room to kind of like, you know, finagle and like position. So there was a little bit of a learning curve with this mascara that I want to point out. But again, I really, really like it. You can tell my lashes are black, smoky, like very, very dramatic, very volumized, which I love. And that, my friends, is the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the speed reviews of all of these products. Like, I definitely feel like I had a lot to say about all 5 of these products, but hopefully this was informative. Again, this is going to be our last video of 2024, but I am super grateful for all of you watching, and I will see you guys in the new year. I'm super excited about a lot of the content that we have coming, just because, man, like, makeup just continues to grow and grow, right? There's just so many wonderful things happening all the time, and I am here to review them all for you because I am heavily addicted to all of it. So if you guys like this video, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Don't forget also to enter into our giveaway, again, by subscribing to our channel, commenting on this video, and then also following me on Instagram so that I can easily communicate with the winner. And I will see you guys in next year's video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.